Hi, I'm Tree, and I'm a game designer, and this is Right Brain Rants. On this episode of Game Design Gold, I'm going to talk about Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the one that just came out. This is probably my favorite Call of Duty, and I've played almost every single one. This game finds such a perfect balance between innovating and iterating on top of existing systems and mechanics, but still keeping a foot in classic Call of Duty. I actually loved the sci-fi Call of Duty games, Advanced Warfare probably being my favorite of the three, but this found the best of all worlds, and I feel like it really satisfied almost every single Call of Duty fan. Modern Warfare has so many awesome things I could talk about for this episode. I could talk about Gunfight, one of the most exciting new modes for Call of Duty that doesn't exist in any other game. I could talk about the amazing gunsmith system that lets you tweak your weapons with something like 60 attachments, with each attachment having a big pro and con of using it. I could talk about the amazing idea of going to a 1v1 pistol fight for an extra life after you die in a battle royale. There's just so many awesome ideas. But for this Game Design Gold episode, I want to talk about the iteration to the mechanics that I feel changes the second to second gameplay, and it's something I call tactical interactions. The first tactical interaction is the way you interact with corners in the game. You can mount on almost any corner in the game, and that'll put you on a swivel around the corner, and it stabilizes your aim. This is really helpful in almost every defensive situation because it gives you more tactical freedom to make sure a corner or room is safe or guarded. It also provides you solid cover and aim, so if something is coming at you, you can easily drop it from a safe position. However, if mounting was the best mechanic and super overpowered, there would be no reason not to just move from corner to corner, mounting every corner possible. The downside of constantly mounting onto cover is the inflexibility while you're mounted. You can't move anywhere, you can just pivot on this point to cover the corner. And while you're mounting and unmounting, it actually takes a second to do that, so you're just completely vulnerable at that point. If you miss a shot, or if someone just has a fraction of your body in their sights that isn't in cover, there's no room for error on your side. Being defensive with mounting corners is awesome when you're playing defensively. You just have to be skilled enough to use that recoil advantage on more aggro offensive players. This design closely mirrors what actual soldiers do with something they call slicing the pie, where they slowly assess how safe a room is or a space is by mounting onto a piece of cover and checking one slice at a time. This feature both gives the player real-life tactics to use and adds more nuance to defending a location. Should I mount onto this corner or that one? Should I mount at all because I'm defending multiple possible locations that enemies can enter and I want to stay mobile? The second tactical interaction is all the ways you can interact with doors. This might seem simple, but entering a building with a closed door brings a lot of unknowns and possibly enemy players on the other side just waiting for you. You can open doors in a bunch of different ways, and it caters to different playstyles. You can open a door regularly, and this is useful for opening up sight lines and being ready to fire immediately. You can peek a door, which is for quieter moments and stealthier players when you don't want enemies to know you're entering a building, and it's really useful for Battle Royale. You can blow open a door with something like a grenade, and it also acts like a real-life breach because it discombobulates players near the door and also hurts them. And finally, you can smash through a door by just sprinting through it, which is clearly just for really aggressive players that just want to run around and cause chaos. Sometimes it's still pretty useful because you can catch someone by surprise because of how aggressively you smash open doors. And of course, if you can open doors, then you can close them. When I enter buildings in Call of Duty, I usually try and close the door behind me because when I'm in the building, it'll give me an audio indication if someone is opening the door and lets me know when to put my guard up or when to prepare for someone. This one tiny feature adds way more depth to every match of Call of Duty. Every time I approach a door, I have to make a quick mental choice of, how am I going to approach this? Do I ignore it and walk around? Do I smash through it? Do I peek it? It adds a lot of awesome nuance. In real life tactics, a lot of focus is put onto how a soldier interacts with doors and corners, because both of those things hide really important information that can get you killed if you don't approach it correctly. I love that Modern Warfare implemented these new tactical interactions so that players that want a more grounded and realistic way of playing Call of Duty, then they can do that. It also adds more depth to the overall second-to-second gameplay without making the game too complex that alienates some players. This is especially true in the new gunfight and battle royale modes, where using every possible tactical advantage is paramount in achieving victory. The thing to learn from this design innovation is utilizing contextual player interaction to facilitate elements of reality. If you're making a game that has some grounding in the real world, like military shooters, think of ways that you can add layers to a game's mechanics to mirror things that real-world counterparts actually do. Making it a contextual design also really helps, because it doesn't make the game too complex or weighty, unless of course you want the game to be really complex. When I'm playing Call of Duty, I'm not always thinking of mounting corners or busting open doors. It's a contextual situation of when I'm defending an objective or space, or if I'm approaching a closed or open door. All of this is why I think the tactical door and corner interactions in Modern Warfare is game design gold. Thanks for watching.